Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Total War Attila. We're playing on the Age of Charlemagne DLC as the Kingdom of England, obviously being the Kingdom of Mercia. Previously, we have reforged it, so we're currently just outside Hamburg. There are 3 full stacks of Eastphalia. We are in the midst of winter. We have Ecgfrith, the king, and we have Prince Edgar as well. Obviously, Wigstan, the king's bastard son. Now, unfortunately, we did have a loss in the last episode. I do currently have Cohen Wolf here. We're going to be pushing against Eastphalia. Westphalia has been destroyed by Charlemagne quite a long time ago. So we're going to finish off Eastphalia. Currently ranked 10. But probably after we go after Eastphalia, we'll probably attack the Duchy of Frisia. Now, once we've taken out Eastphalia and maybe Dresden, some of the rebels, we'll maybe have enough power to go against Charlemagne. Still recruiting another army in London, because I did lose a full stack, and Penda here as well. But unfortunately, I've had a lot of bastards and over the last couple of turns. So obviously we have the prince, who has 3 bastard sons, which isn't good. Penda, who has a bastard daughter and a bastard son. He is married to a daughter from the Emirate of Cordoba. The prince is, funnily enough, married to Carloman's daughter. Wigstan is married to a daughter of the Kingdom of Asturias. He's a bastard himself, but he did have a legitimate son. So this child, he has a claim to the Kingdom of Asturias. Offa married off to the king's legitimate daughter, but yeah, at least Athelstan has a legitimate son. I might quickly turn that off because we have had a couple of infant mortalities. Wilfred has a legitimate son, and so does Cohen Wolf. So I guess obviously if these two die out, or the throne will pass to her. If she doesn't have legitimate children, the throne will pass to Wigstan, and then yeah, I'd rather have the bastards be sort of like a last resort. I don't really care about the bastard daughters. At least the bastard sons can do some stuff. But we are in the midst of winter now. I've been having some problems with these warhounds. They have been absolutely tearing me up. Excellent armor-piercing damage. So what I want to do here is I want to hit these guys out of their fortified position. If I can hit this army with the less warhounds, we should be right. So they actually ran away. Interestingly enough, I would have rather fought them on the field. Right, we'll hit this other army here then, and they're going to run away as well. I didn't think they would do that. But we are losing men due to attrition. Huh. We actually outnumbered them quite significantly here. We'll just go with an auto-resolve then. I thought we would have... that would have given us more of a fight. After that engagement, we lost 299 men. We managed to destroy a fair few of their units, the Onagers. They lost 1,623 on the field. Well, let's execute them. Huh, I thought they would have given us more of a challenge than that. Regardless, do we have enough? No, we're going to suffer a lot of attrition here then. We'll hit this other army that's out of fortified, but now we'll just go back up. We'll let them suffer attrition, and we'll run them down in the spring. So let's end the turn there. So guys, if you still are enjoying this Age of Charlemagne campaign, playing as the Kingdom of England, would really appreciate it. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to keep up to date with future videos. Social media wise, if you haven't gone and checked out my social media links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram if you want to stay connected with me. Okay, so I think... oh, yes, Edgar, the prince, has had a son. Oh, superb. Right, we have had a popular surplus in Picklands, so I want to put more money back into the economy. So we'll just go with a what, shall we? We'll go with a chapel, I guess. Right, a noble birth, and the Duchy of Burgundy. Burgundia. But it's Burgundia in the original Attila. So, oh yes, perfect. What's his name? Brythelm. I'll learn how to pronounce that later. But he is related to, well, his grandfather was Charlemagne. His great-grandfather was King Offa. Awesome, so now we have a claim to go and attack Charlemagne if we want. We do have a significant amount of money in the bank, which is awesome. We've got a good war chest, but let's run down the Kingdom of Eastphalia. I thought they would have given us more of a fight there. This attrition like really did kick their ass. Straight through the head. Yeah, well, let's just continue and take the territory. Once I've finished off with Eastphalia, we're slowly sort of encircling Charlemagne. I'm still sort of waiting for them to go toe-to-toe with each other. Because at the moment, I don't think we could win a war if we declared... Because if we declare war on Charlemagne, who is still alive, Charlemagne is dead. Died a while ago. Okay, there is a full stack there. Interestingly enough. But yeah, we'll be drawn into a war on... A huge war, and I don't think we could honestly do it. Right, we'll kill the captives. Let's continue on. Now, can we attack their capital? Are we in range? Not quite, but this army is. We could cause some problems pushing over here. Just pushing further into their lands. We'll put Cohen Wolf. We'll let him do the charge. Because he has onagers, we can attack in one turn. But the more settlements and the more barbarian pagans we can kill, the bigger my economy will grow, and then the more, well, therefore, the more armies we can recruit. So they've only got a couple more. Wow, they've actually got a nice sized kingdom. So obviously we've got the Kingdom of England here, the United Kingdom and Ireland. We have a small chunk in Brittany, and then obviously we have Jutland and Saxony now. So if we could take that and then take Frisia, we could push on, like, basically on all fronts, which would be superb. Right, let's move down. Oh, we can actually... Oh, we're not actually in range to attack the capital. Actually, mind you, I thought... Wow, this is crazy. I was like, oh yeah, it's a full stack down there. That is pretty garbage, to be honest. Alright, let's continue. Let's repair. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I wouldn't mind getting a monastery, though. That's what I'm going to need. Get rid of this market hall. Oh, it's actually pretty Christian, to be honest. Already, before I start doing it. But Jutland is 71% Christian. We have got a plague going on here, which isn't good. In 2 more turns, we're going to have the Fury of Tamworth. We'll send that over. We've probably got enough money now to recruit another stack. So after that, let's just do a save and continue to push against Eastphalia. I will try to get a battle, but... Wow, 70 years old this guy is. Holy shit. Get the charge bonus and minus morale. We'll go with that. The weak spots and the block and parry. 10% as plus 10 melee defense and melee attack. But yeah, I will try to get a battle in today's part, but if Eastphalia don't hold up, we'll be able to quickly assimilate them into my kingdom quite quickly. I would like to, at some stage, I have been saying this for ages, go on a crusade against the Emirate of Cordoba. Piracy. Rampant piracy. 25, yeah, whatever. Not really too much you can do about that. He's 70 minus 20% having children. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, to be perfectly honest. Right, let's start the siege. And by the time the king and the other 2 stacks come in, this auto resolve is going to be heavily in our favour, if I do say so myself. Right, let's push this other army down here. Sorry, rather said, let's push this spy down here. Dresden will be a good city to take. What sort of... Yeah, who sort of occupies the stuff down here? Reich. Okay. Right. Now what does it make it? Oh, yeah. A very easy order resolve, if I do say so myself. Even though one of my armies is quite knackered. Eastphalia will suffer the same fate as Westphalia, you would think. Decisive victory. 337 men lost. They lost 1,686. Quite happy with that. We're going to occupy and repair. So, obviously, some of these buildings I'm not going to be able to use. Going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of that as well. 58% Catholic. I don't think it's Catholic, it's Christian in this, isn't it? Yeah, Christianity. But the Pope's Catholic, so that's what makes sense. Right, let's continue to hit them and hit them hard. Yeah, Wigstan can take this settlement, even though he does have sort of cavalry superiority. It's just the attrition. The attrition absolutely rose to them. They pushed into my lands and then they suffered. We got them out of their forts and then they... Yeah, they were already suffering attrition quite significantly. Alright, which army's pretty well battered, so it's the King's army there. Fair enough. Right, let's have a look at Penda. Obviously, the King's second-born. His third-born son, his second-born legitimate heir. So we'll send you up. We need to get you into the field. Right, let's recruit another army. We do have pretty big economy at the moment. So who should we bring? Probably Wigstan, obviously Athelstan's son. He is, well, pretty close. Well, where is he in line? So it goes here, then here, then here, then here. So he's pretty close in line, Wigstan. So let's recruit Wigstan. Probably not at London because there is a plague going on. So we'll just recruit you at Canterbury, maybe. A lot closer. Where is Wigstan? Here. So we'll raise Wigstan at Canterbury. And we'll go with the stock standard, same army build. We'll go with 6 Thane Spears. Then we'll go with 3 archers. The 4 horsemen, because I don't really like those royal horsemen. They do cost 1,000 per turn, but they just aren't quick enough. I want my horsemen to be more maneuverable. And the rest can be royal thanes. So 3. Okay, right, I'm quite happy with that. Right, how many more territories does Eastphalia have? 2. Our war weariness isn't 2 up, is it, or anything? No. Let's end the turn and continue. We'll be able to finish them off in this part. Might even be able to take Dresden. Also got wine as a resource and iron. I'm also going to have to check if I do go to war with Charlemagne and Carloman, how much I'm getting through trade, because obviously declaring war on them, being long-term trade partners, it will affect my economy substantially. So I'm making 5,000 per turn from trade. I'm getting 1,000 of that from Charlemagne. I'm not getting any trade from Carloman at the moment, because Carloman is actually getting pretty pushed back. The Duchy of Provence has taken Lombardia, pieces in Iberia, and actually just pushing up against him. How old is Charlemagne? I don't know why, because Carloman's dead. Surely Carloman's empire should assimilate into his. Charlemagne's 62. Okay, let's continue. How am I going public order-wise? Slowly, but surely it is converting. Okay, there is an army there. We're going to have to keep an eye on that. So what we'll do is, we'll swing this army around. We're going to be in winter though, aren't we? So we'll push this army to the border. I'm just looking in the bottom left to see where I'm going to be able to build a fort, because going over rivers really does nuke your fortified. But if you go just over half, you will have enough action points to fortify up. And then we'll swing around with the prince. We'll get Ecgfrith, the king, to attack Leipzig. Quite undefended, rather said. 237 men lost. On my side, the enemy deployed 1,091 and lost that as well. Occupy and continue. Repair. Yeah. Don't really need that siege engines. We'll move this army. Yeah, just look at that. Look how much that just nukes the movement points. You only can go slightly over the river. Okay, so let's build a church. What else? If I can get food, that would help me more. We do have a huge bread basket, essentially. It's just because of the fertile lands. That was one of the reasons why the Scandinavians, the Vikings, actually besieged England, because they had such fertile lands so nearby. Also, Northern Africa as well was a huge bread basket for the Roman Empire. Okay, so how are we going sort of money per turn? I do need to keep an eye on that. The Fury of Tamworth with Penda is slowly coming across. Objectives-wise, we've obviously hit the short victory in the last episode. We need to hit the long victory, which is 7 Imperium and then Domination. Haven't decided if I'm going to go for a long victory or a Domination. Let me know in the comment section down below. We need to control 110 regions, either through client states, whatnot, and military allies. We currently have 38. Technologies-wise, I'm going for the garrison quarters. Diplomacy, the Duchy of Frisia we can get trade rights with. And that's about it. We're still number 1. Is Charlemagne still number 2? Yes. And is Carloman number 4? Okay. Right. Enough chitter chatter. Let's continue. Bowen Red. Björn Red. It's not Björn, it's Bowen Red. Because Björn is spelled with a J. Björn. I do like that name. Okay, units being recruited, of course, and we do have some rank ups, right. Penda, obviously, looks a lot like his father than the current prince. Okay, he's not actually in the settlement, that's why he's losing attrition there. We'll just quickly chuck you in Canterbury, you foolish bastard. So one more archer. And then the rest can be Royal Thanes, because they're quite good. Okay, so where are we looking at here? Dresden. And they're actually not even in their city, which is interesting. Alright, we'll push up the Prince. And we'll go with a fortified stance. Now, we don't have any onagers in that. Ironically, I just said I didn't need onagers, and now I do. Oh no, I still got them there, okay. It's these two armies that have onagers, these two don't. So what I might do, I might actually keep that, just for the sake of time. We're carving out a nice little Germanic kingdom in the north. Once I finish the campaign, I will give out the lordships, so maybe like, I don't know, obviously we've got the Kingdom of England, there could be like a Lord Apparent of, or a Warden of Ireland. Obviously, Jutland, Saxony, Eastphalia as well. But, yes. Should I attack in winter against Dresden? Probably not. To be honest, there's not really a rush. I could just move there, and then fortify up, and we'll get the men back next turn. Wigmund. We'll go with that. What's that bonus? 20% wealth from all agriculture buildings in province. Offa, who is in my family tree, married to the king's second born, but first natural born daughter. I'm hoping that Princess Penda's wife from the Emirate of Cordoba has a child. That would be really quite cool. Just mixing up the bloodline, because we do have a princess from Carloman's daughter, Marjan from the Emirate of Cordoba. And it'd be really cool if we could get, obviously, because, well, the Islamic factions do have quite significant portraits. If he was to resemble his ancestors, I guess. Right, so we're going to attack the enemy now. We're going to be able to hit them on the field here, which will give us a huge advantage. We'll attack with the prince. Oh, wow. Just look at that. An incredibly easy auto resolve. I don't think that's even 5%. They're going to be worth. It's like 97. 173 men lost. Compared to their loss of 1,497. Just looking through these battles, none of them were really I could justify playing, but we've had a couple of cool, interesting developments in the family tree. We're also pushing quite significantly against Eastphalia. It'd be a bit of a shock if you guys were just like, well, hang on a minute, how the fuck did you get all those territories? Well, in quite quick succession. Oh, wow. Bohemia has fully gone to... These are just rebels, aren't they? Slavic rebels. Yes. Cool. Well, we'll get the king to besiege. And now bringing in this other army. These rebels don't seem to stand a chance. Obviously, we do have royal thanes, onagers, and cavalry leading the charge. But I do try to get a battle in today in every episode. But if it's not worth playing, it's simply not worth playing, is it? But coming this far north has really been an advantage to us, I think. We've conquered a lot of lands quite quickly. Oh my god. That other army didn't get brought into the field. Oh, Jesus. So we're going to be able to occupy it right under their nose. That is hilarious. And we'll be able to quickly throw them back as well. We just over-resoundly have the advantage. 397 men lost. They lost 1,782. Let's kill the captives and continue. So, what's this province here? Oh, okay. We'll demolish that. We'll convert this to a cathedral if we can. So what we're going to do is we're going to break it down a bit. A garrison encampment. Let's break that down as well. We'll keep the... We don't need 2 onager buildings here. Bloody hell. Right. Well, I think I'm going to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching if you watched all the way through. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on my social media links, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. I think I'm going to continue to push against these Slavic rebels. Looking at the campaign map, we do have a nice kingdom being forged. Once we have a... Yeah, well, if we're going to just pick apart these rebels, we might as well. The campaign map cuts off here. Might even finish off these guys and push north. But I didn't realise the amount of just rebels there were here. There's also a lot of Italian rebels as well. But once we have a big enough army and I feel confident enough to attack Charlemagne. Obviously, if I attack Charlemagne, we're going to be bringing in Carloman. Even though Carloman's dead, it's just the faction Carloman. We're basically fighting one faction here, and it's huge. We'll be able to encircle them. We'll be able to send a force from Brittany. We'll be able to send an army straight across the channel from Wessex. We might even take the Duchy of Frisia. So we're just going to basically hit them and hit them hard from all the corners. We might even ally with the Duchy of Provence so they can push them from the south, which should be quite cool. But we're still blooding our troops. We're getting some decent experience against these pagan Germanic rebels, and we're doing quite well, to be honest. So I think I might take a couple of these territories in the end turn phase. So if you see a couple more territories at the start of the next episode, don't be surprised. But we've gotten salt, we've got some iron, 2 lots of iron, some wine as well. But I'm going to end it here. Thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay tuned for more content on Simpzy Total War. Goodbye.